In the heart of post-war America, when business was booming and confidence was currency, one man saw an opportunity, not to innovate, not to build, but to deceive. His name was Tino DeAngelis, a butter and egg salesman from the Bronx who would go on to orchestrate one of the most audacious financial frauds in US history. He didn't need computers or offshore accounts, just oil and water, and the willingness of Wall Street to believe what it wanted to see. This is the story of the great salad oil scandal, how one man fooled an entire financial empire. Tino DeAngelis was born in the Bronx in 1915, the son of Italian immigrants who believed in hard work, hustle, and the promise of America. He began his career selling butter and eggs, commodities that demanded quick deals and quicker instincts. But even early on, DeAngelis was not content to play by the rules. He learned how to stretch the truth, how to inflate numbers, and how to turn confidence into currency. By the late 1940s, he was already under investigation for irregularities in government contracts. Yet somehow, he always landed on his feet. By the late 1950s, DeAngelis had built a reputation as a savvy businessman in the post-war food industry. Through his company, the Allied Crude Vegetable Oil Refining Corporation, he promised to revolutionize the trade in edible oils, soybean, cottonseed, and most notably, salad oil. He secured massive contracts, borrowed from major banks, and gained the trust of Wall Street. His warehouses in Bayonne, New Jersey, were said to hold millions of gallons of oil, collateral for tens of millions in loans. But appearances can deceive, and DeAngelis had mastered the art of illusion. By the summer of 1963, Tino DeAngelis stood at the peak of his empire. From the outside, Allied Crude Vegetable Oil Refining Corporation was a juggernaut, a powerhouse in the global commodities trade. DeAngelis moved among bankers, brokers, and executives with the ease of a man who believed his own myth. But beneath that confidence, the numbers were no longer adding up. His debts had grown beyond control. To survive, he created a perfect illusion, filling tanks with water topped by a thin layer of oil to fool inspectors. Banks accepted warehouse receipts as collateral for loans worth over $150 million, the equivalent of nearly $1.7 billion today. For months, the scam worked, until it didn't. By November 1963, the lies began to collapse. Inspectors found inconsistencies, missing barrels, and tanks filled mostly with water. When Allied filed for bankruptcy, the fraud was exposed, revealing hundreds of millions of pounds of non-existent oil. The Great Salad Oil Scandal was born. The discovery sent shockwaves through Wall Street. Banks and brokers rushed to Bayonne to see what they had financed. Instead of oil, they found empty tanks and water. American Express, whose warehousing division had certified the oil, saw its stock plummet nearly 50%. The scandal destroyed Allied, humiliated financial institutions, and triggered congressional investigations. DeAngelis was arrested and charged with fraud. When asked how it happened, he simply said, "It got out of hand." In the aftermath, the financial world reeled. Institutions that prided themselves on caution had been fooled by paperwork and trust. The American Express Field Warehousing Corporation was dissolved. New regulations were introduced to tighten commodity verification and collateral practices. But the scandal's impact stretched further, shaping modern business ethics and even influencing a young investor named Warren Buffett, who famously bought American Express stock during the panic, recognizing that while trust had broken, value remained. For everyone else, the story became a warning that greed often wears the mask of optimism and that systems built on confidence are only as strong as their scrutiny. The Great Salad Oil Scandal ended more than 60 years ago, but its echoes are still felt in every market crash, every corporate cover-up, every moment when trust outweighs truth. DeAngelis taught Wall Street an expensive lesson, that greed doesn't always look dangerous until it's too late. Today, his name has faded into history. But the story remains a warning, because as long as money flows faster than caution, there will always be another DeAngelis waiting in the shadows.